This is Scott Becker with the Becker's Private Equity Podcast. Here are 15 stories that we're following this morning. And I'll start with number one. The markets have rallied tremendously the last 4 weeks based on the concept that the Fed is going to slow raising of rates. Just to give you number two, the NASDAQ is now up 36% year to date. We'll talk in a second about Microsoft and Apple as well. Third, the S&P is now up 18% year to date. Fourth, even the Dow, which has lagged all year, is now up 5.5% now. Fifth, the markets are up slightly this morning. We'll see if that holds. Sixth, Apple, the largest market cap company in America, is up 52% plus year to date. Seventh, Microsoft, the second largest market cap stock, is now up 54% year to date. Eighth, oil's rallied some last few days. This oil thing is a complex issue because Iran and the terrorist states use oil to fund their terrorism. So it's complicated to see oil going up. Fascinating to watch, but back up a little bit the last few days. Ninth, Bitcoin has crossed 37,000, is now up 123% year to date. Of course, I managed to sell my Bitcoin last year, so I mean morons when it comes to Bitcoin investing. 10th, 5 of the most listened to podcasts on Becker Private Equity. Rick Kess, followed by Matt Wolf, both of RSM, Amber Walsh of McGuire Woods, Nicholas Scholl of the Gator Student Investment Fund, thanks to David Scholl. And then fifth and sixth, I'll give you an extra one, Dan Michelson, author of Holy Shift, and David Pivnik, also of McGuire Woods. A lot of other great guests in that top 10. On the Becker's Healthcare side, this is our 11th story. The 5 most listened to guests are a sponsored podcast from Key Bank. I have to find the actual person who was the person on that podcast. I'll ask Jeremy Corr, magnificent producer from Executive Podcast Solutions, who that is. Second, Dina Valachi, former president of the American Association of Nurse Anesthetists. Third, Don Cinco, the long-term chief integrity officer and just a brilliant, wonderful person at Cleveland Clinic. Fourth, Justin Oppenheimer from the Hospital for Special Surgery. Thank you to Lucia Perro. And finally, fifth, Onisa Stefas, PharmD, Northwell Health, Chief of Pharmacy, brilliant person. I'll give you a sixth as well here. Malinka Walalende and Benjamin Beetle Ribe of the founders of Acasa, wonderful people in the AR revenue cycle space. So we promised 15 quick stories. We'll give you 4 more very quickly. 12, the Becker's Healthcare Annual Meeting, which is likely to be our largest meeting ever, is scheduled for April 8th to 11th, 2024 in Chicago. Jessica Cole, CEO, for more information there. 13th, Citibank apparently plans more layoffs and management shakeup as it continues to be stagnant. 14th, the Chicago Bears, my hometown football team, remain fairly awful. They can't seem to catch a break. Their coaching seems awful. Not sure about the quarterback position. Lots of challenges. And finally, 15th, a quick discussion of Elon Musk. There's been accusations this past week that Elon Musk is anti-Semitic. I think Elon Musk is. I don't really find him that way. And again, I just to give you my perspective, Jewish, pro-Israel, had a cross burn on my lawn as a kid, so I think I've got good anti-Semitic, credentials and radar. As a high school wrestler, was called kike several times, so no stranger to anti-Semitism. We grew up in a period post-Holocaust where it wasn't very uncommon, nor was it very scary, quite frankly, in America, the greatest country in the world by far. Elon Musk, I think, is a complicated person. I don't find him to be anti-Semitic, quite frankly, at all. He might periodically retweet something that has something in it that he hasn't thought that much about, and may periodically be too libertarian or too this or too that. But to call him anti-Semitic, I think, is an over. I just don't think that's right. I think there are so many people in America that are so supportive of Israel and the right for Jews to live freely that I'm very cautious about calling everybody anti-Semitic. I see plenty of anti-Semitism on the far left. I see some of it for sure on the far right. There's plenty of it out there. I just don't know that Elon Musk really falls in that category. And I'm so thankful for all the support in the United States for, quite frankly, the Jewish right to live freely here, the Muslim right to live freely here, all religions, quite frankly. What a magnificent country, and always thankful for the support of the country of Israel's right to defend itself. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast.